Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Japanese Tier 10 Tech Tree Heavy, the Type 71, a vehicle which I find incredibly fun to play and mess around with. It's kind of like the old IS-4, but on steroids, if I'm going to be entirely honest. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing the capabilities and why the Type 71 is such a beast on the battlefield. We're going to start off very briefly by going over the statistics of this vehicle. Now, the gun is not necessarily the strongest in terms of DPM, at just shy of 2400, but it makes up for that in honestly very good on movement dispersion, solid base accuracy, and ridiculously overpowered levels of pen. It has 280 mils of AP, and then it has premium shells with 360 mils of AP premium. And not only that, you only lose 20 damage per shot when loading gold. So that's like incredibly OP. The vehicle's also fairly fast, going 37 kilometers per hour, and has a very good average top speed due to featuring improved suspension, which gives you plus 20% improvement to terrain crossing capacity. It's in general a very, very mobile tank if you're running improved suspension. But you can also run improved vertical stabilizers, which gives you 4 degrees of gun elevation and 3 degrees of gun depression. So you can have 9 degrees of gun depression on this vehicle, or you can have better mobility. In today's video, I'll be using both options to showcase the different capabilities this vehicle has, and by the time you're done watching today's video, you will maybe have been sold on this tank if it fits the criteria that you are looking for. In general, the Type 71 is one of the best tier 10s to go for, whether you're skilled or a beginner. First of all, the line itself is very, very intuitive. You start off at the Juno, you go to the Juto, then you go to the Chisei, and then the Type 68, and then the Type 71. It's a bunch of different words, but the whole line is actually pretty solid. The Tier 6 is one of the better Tier 6 tech trees. The Tier 7, the Juto, is probably the most mediocre of the line, but it still has very good pen, it has AP premium, and it's honestly a very solid tank. Then the Chisei is one of the best Tier 8 heavies in the game, and then you finish off with the Type 68, which is honestly an amazing Tier 9. It's mobile, it's got incredible levels of armor, some of the highest heat pen in the tier. It's a great tank. So, here we are in our first battle. We are going to ideally go to the heavy side, but we'll have to see how our team ends up working here. Now, gun depression versus mobility, what's better? Well, it's really down to what playstyle you want. At the end of the day, gun depression is probably going to be more important on most maps, but the mobility does give you one big advantage, and that is the traversing capabilities. Being able to wiggle your tank is a very, very important thing, and it's something that the Type can definitely use to its advantage. So we're going to move up here, and it looks like the AMX is going to take the spot I wanted to go to, and unfortunately I'm not fast enough, so oh well. We're going to keep moving up here. We get a bounce, 310, that means it's a TVP. And we got the KPZ right here. There you go. Nice 458. We get a bounce from the KPZ as well. Pretty good stuff so far. All right. Yeah, 310's definitely... Yep, there it is. The enemy TVP. Let's aim it right on that guy's turret cheek. There you go. Nice 428. Not really sure what the thought process was from that TVP, but it clearly was not very good thought process. We have the KPZ, which we're going to slam a gold shell right into the track wheel of. I could have penned that with AP, but I wasn't sure if I was going to have the upper plate or not, so I just fired a gold shell, and obviously ended up penning it. TVP runs away, can't hit that. KPZ bounces me again. We fire another shell into the Kampfpanzer track wheel, stopping him again. And now we move up. The STB is going to shoot that player, and we get the clear in 3, 2, 1. As we can see, while the damage per minute is nothing incredible on this tank, it's fine. I mean, you're still going to get out bleeds, you're still going to deal damage. There's no real problems in that regard. We get a nice shell into the STB. You can also see the pretty good on-movement dispersion this vehicle has. It's actually very, very solid. And with the gun elevation buff, it means I can also actually aim up on that STB if they tried to poke that spot, which is kind of funny when you think about it. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm ideally going to move up on this player over here, and we'll see if I can get some damage, not only into the STB, but also the enemy FE2 and 5V183. We have the TVP all the way in the back, aiming it on that TVP lower plate. There you go, nice 426. We get a bounce. Our team's getting clears off to the other side, and we're going to move up a bit. We are already up to a solid amount of damage at this point. We have the T-30 in the open, who I'm going to aim in on if I can. There, okay. That was an easy shot. I don't know where the heck that one went. Now, the 183 is obviously a big threat, but not something I'm necessarily worried about. I don't even care if the 183 shoots me, because I have so much health at this point. Doesn't really matter. I just needed to get my tank in a position where I'd be fine. T-30 fires an HE at me. Oh, man. And by the way, I can butter through that T-30 turret, like, easily as well. That's the best part about this tank, is the fact that you butter through armor. So we're going to wiggle the vehicle a little bit. 183 won't bounce me. In fact, not only does the 183 pen me, but he rolls 1188 with an AP shell. That's good for the game, right, guys? Yeah, I love the 183. 400 damage, high explosive. Again, it really doesn't matter too much if I get bled here or there. We're still getting out damage. We're still doing everything we need to in our power to have a mighty fine game. The AMX M4 gets cleared by the 183. Now we can move up ourselves and start to get some bleeds into the 183. Here we go. There's a nice shot myself, and now we're just going to stay on his rear. There you go. You're cooked. And all that's left is the enemy STB-1. I can't believe that 183 rolled me 1188. It's why the 183 is just such a BS tank. That was an AP shell. 1188. I'm sorry. That's just bullcrap. But, oh well. We conserved our health throughout the entirety of the game so that we were able to use it at the end there and trade it and pick up some damage, which is what our AMX M4 didn't do. Our AMX bled a bit of health, and because of that was not able to actually use it at the end of the game. But there you go. 5,000 damage, an incredibly easy game. And we can actually see the gun depression was quite nice in that battle, especially when not only shooting the KPZ and the track wheel, but also getting hauled down and shooting the enemy TVP. I was able to shoot that player a little bit earlier due to the fact I'm running gun depression. Now we swap over to improved suspension, which gives this tank more mobility. Which of the two options are better? Well, it really depends on what playstyle you feature. Because gun depression is very, very important on certain maps. Getting stuck on Dead Rail or Castilla, being able to work a ridgeline is incredible. But mobility is also very important. Getting to a position faster means you can push the enemy off of that position faster. Being able to wiggle faster means that you can get more bounces on your upper plate and your lower plate. So there are definitely situations where both have their, capabilities. I would say that gun depression is probably better for most players. And the reason why is because simply it allows you to work ridge lines, right? Mobility is nice. And it can be key in certain situations, but if you're telling me when I'm playing on Dead Rail that I'd rather have a little bit more mobility or be able to work the ridgeline, I'd much rather have that holding potential and be able to actually nuke people with gun depression. So it's back and forth for me. There are definitely times when I wished I had a little bit more mobility and I could get in the position faster and I could wiggle more, but there's also a lot of times when I wish I could use gun depression. I think both are solid options, though, and you should try them out and see what you like better. The thing that's great about the type is that you basically get two tanks in one. You have two very different playstyles, all with one piece of equipment, which I actually think is pretty dang sick. I honestly wouldn't be mad if Wargaming gave every single tank in the game that option of equipment, apart from ones that already have, like, incredible gun depression. I don't think an STB-1 should have the option of more gun depression. But I think what Wargaming could do is they could maybe nerf the STB's gun depression by like 3 degrees and then give it the option of either 3 more degrees of gun depression or more mobility. I think that'd be pretty cool. What do you guys think? But I have always been under the impression that more choice is better for the player. Being able to customize your tank in a way that's different from somebody else is something that I think would be very cool. And especially in the regard of gun depression, I think that would be something that is very unique. So this here is definitely where the mobility would be better, because we can see that the enemy team is all in town. Of course, our Waffenträger has YOLO'd into the open, is already dead. But I was originally going over towards this flank of the map. I mean, this game's a loss already, let's be honest. Our team completely split because our Destiny Waffenträger and VZ didn't want to stick with the team. So we end up having this as a game. It's already over. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Oh, man. Yep, 3 tanks down, just like that. These are why, you get into these really just cringe battles nowadays, because your teammates refuse to stick together. Like, there's nothing I can do as a player to help these teammates out, right? There's nothing I can do. So the Kron's gonna reposition over towards there. And we have the 4005. I get a nice pen. 4005 bounces me. Look at how Look at how hard he wants to shoot me. Alright, well, we're fine. We're fine. We put on our reload, and I poke the 4005 again. Get another nice shot. I don't mind trading with that player, because at the end of the day, that tank only has so many shots, and I'm a single shot, which means I can just keep shooting him over and over and over. There you go, another pen. But of course, now we have a KPZ 50-ton on my rear. I have no words. The game's already over. Already. It's over before, like, what? Wow. What a stupendous team here we were gifted. Wow. That's something else. Well, at least we got a bounce, right? Let's back up before they have the ability to shoot me anymore. Wonder if this 4005 is running Spall. Indeed. Oh well. Let's just wiggle. Yeah, it's a 4005. It'll never bounce me. There's nothing to say. There's nothing to complain about. There's nothing to do. This is why sometimes I have a hard time enjoying Blitz in general. I mean, I did 2,100 damage. Look at the team. 3 zeros. All from the players that decided not to stick with the team. 47%, 48%, and a 200 battle destiny. Wow. What a shocker. I like to leave games like this in the video because it shows that you're not alone. You know, a lot of people are sometimes like, oh my god, Droodles only shows good games. I'm like, yeah, because do you really want to see that battle? Do you really want to watch me load into a battle where I'm trying to showcase the capabilities of a tank and it instantly turns into a defeat with nothing in my power? Like, there's nothing you can do in that situation. There's literally nothing. And that's it. That's all there is to say. Let's try another game here. Let's see if the Type 71 does a little bit better. I like how we have an enemy teammate, Droodles, bruh. We have fake Droodles and we have real Droodles. Hello, Dooble Bull. Alright, well, which way is our team gonna go? Our Leopard's going up the bridge. I'll just go town because that's where most unskilled players tend to go on this map. Okay, Luigi Noob. That's a good sign. Alright, well, let's move up here. And they have 3 tank destroyers. They have 4 heavies, actually. They don't have any mediums. Oh, man. I got the Kron over here. Really? The Kron ends up hitting my track wheel at that angle. That's kind of crazy. This is already... Oh, yeah. Oh, man. This is cooked already. This is cooked already. I'm gonna take the blame for that E100 shot on me, but I can't really say the rest. There's no way that E100 has a shot, because that thing's got 2200 DPM. Alright, we're just gonna move over here. We're gonna put on my adrenaline, and we have the E100 still over here. Wonder if we can... Yeah, there you go. I knew the E100 was gonna bounce me, but unfortunately, I snapped my shot. I should have just waited, but it's alright. We're gonna aim in again. We've got the Kron. Nice. This is where that premium pen on this tank is incredibly good, and you can kind of just butter through enemy armor, as you can see, right? That Kron has some of the strongest turret armor in the game. I'm just going to use my repair kit. Has some of the strongest turret armor in the game, but it doesn't really matter when you're in a type and you can just go right through it with premium AP. It's a little insane when you actually think about it. So, Kron's going to cross. There you go. Nice 460 shot. Doing okay so far. We're up to 2,000 damage now. This looks like it should be a win. We'll have to see. I'm going to reload again, and hoping that our E5 backs up. Beautiful. There you go. 420 damage shot. Somehow our E5 managed to miss that, but doing okay. E100 kills my teammate. We'll see how our team ends up doing over there. Got the Houri on the flank. I don't want to get shot by a Houri. Not right now, at least. I just can't poke, right? That Houri is by far one of the cringest tier 10s in the game to fight. So I think the better play is to just wait. We'll see. I'm spotted. E100 is going to get killed at this point, so that's pretty good. And E5 pushes out, which means we can bounce the flat side of the E5. Makes sense. Oh, here we go. Time to get YOLO'd. Ooh, boy. Houri will never bounce me. Never, ever, ever. Yep, Oh, man. This is another one of these games, bruh. Alright, well, let's just back up. There you go. We get a bounce. Not bad. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot right at the track wheel of that Houri. Wow. 0 damaging track shot. Alright, let's keep backing up. Let's back up before that Houri has the opportunity to hit me. And let's get a shell into the E5. Here we go. 397. And looks like the Hovri is more focused on other players than me right now, which is actually very, very good. We're going to aim it on the E5 gun mantlet, get a pen into that player. And beautiful. Wow, we actually lived. That's kind of wild when you think about it. But it definitely shows where the type does so incredibly well. We get another bounce from that E6. Now our minnow is going to push up. And we actually end up living. We actually do end up living. And we got the clearance of the Hovri. There you go. So the mobility actually helped me here a lot, because I was able to back out of the situation I was in, and I was able to turn the tank very quickly, as we saw. This is kind of a cringe battle in certain moments, but we blocked 2,500, we did 4,800, and top on the team, right? It shows such a good example of why the Type 71 is a beast. I can't blame that Hovri for pushing me, honestly. Like, sometimes I get angry because I'm getting pushed and I'm gonna die, but I can't get mad at the enemy for making a play that's actually good, right? That Hovri penned me, and he probably thought the E5 was going to take me out. Not that it matters. We still had 3 other tanks left. We were going to win that either way. But Type 71 is an absolutely fantastic tier 10. And you can see both of the loadouts, right? The gun depression, we didn't need it on Nube there, and we were able to do fine. The armor worked great, and everything went well for us. So I did make that misplay on the E100. I wasn't really paying attention, and I overpoked, and that E100 shot me, rightfully. So there you have it. That is the Type 71. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this vehicle. But hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.